Right, the last thing I'm going to show you today is something we call a modulo or modulus. It's hard to explain, but I'm going to try. We're still going to use a for loop for this. So for you loop current, let's say equals 10, and current is smaller than 20. Current will be iterated with +1 for each loop. Now, I'm going to have an if statement inside this loop here. And this is where it gets a little tricky, and again, it's not really. I'm going to type in my variable here, current, and I'm going to use a percentage sign. And this percentage sign is something you call a modulo in programming. It means that when you divide two numbers, you will have a rest of this number, and that's what this actually is. If you're more interested, you should look it up because it's really hard to explain in words on a video. But I'm going to show you how it actually works here, so you can see. I'm going to type in this current modulo 2 has to be equals to 0. So this is my condition, that when it's this, it's going to do something for me. And I'm just quickly going to show you what it's going to do. Current plus even number. I'll just do a space so it's not completely smacked together. And the other thing I'm going to do a else if, and inside my parentheses, my condition, I'm going to do something similar to this. So current, my variable current, which switches, I'm going to do 2 as well, but instead of setting it to 0, I'm setting it to not this, so the opposite of it. Console log current plus not even number. So if you already took a wild guess at what this is going to do, then you're probably right. And again, I'm back in my console log now, not the output. So let's try and see what happens when I run this. So as you can see, it starts from 10 up here, which equals to this. It has to be smaller than 20, so 19 would be the last one, which is it here. And for each loop, it adds 1. So 10, 11, 12, 13, blah, 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 so on and so on. What the modulus does is, in this case, when we write it like this, it's going to divide it so all the even numbers can be divided, and that will be true. So in this case, even, odd, even, odd, even, odd. And if you remember back from our CSS class, when we did a something like this as a pseudocode, and we could, for example, type 2, that means that each second of our tables would be, we could make a darker background so it's easy to write. So how the CSS works is probably built upon something similar to this. And that's how many things work. Again, it's either true or it's false. Let's just try changing some of this, see what happens. Actually, this is a test for me, I don't know. Let's clear this and run it again. So as you can see with the CSS, if we do something new, like 3, now it doesn't really fit anymore, but now it takes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, so which is this. So every third of the of this current modulus will be an even number. And again, if I change this to 4, then it's going to be something else, of course. And now we change it back. But the modulus is hard to explain, and some of you might use it and some of you might not, but now you actually know it's there. And that's pretty much it for these videos for this time, so see you in class.